Yeah, here, I'm not gonna sit.
You're not gonna sit?
I'm not gonna stay, I don't think. Just trying to get this to work. This thing. Not really here tonight. There's nothing here, friends.
Oh, windows that open, isn't that nice?
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Except it's getting cool. Which was dropping fast. It was
You
nice
know,
today.
I left my house and it wasn't as cold as it is when I got here. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's different. What was that town hall? What was that?
Joe Comerford.
Oh, yeah.
We knew about it, but I just.
Yeah, I know about it.
Regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
That many hours.
Yeah.
Just came for the end.
I read her things that she posts, so that's about it.
No, I just like that because I haven't.
Oh, no.
So. Mel's not gonna be here tonight, so somebody has to put the notes. I brought mine just in case, but you have yours open.
I'm really not a good note taker, but
I could if I have to. I did it for like about 7 years and I was like, I'm really gonna do this again. But anyway.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
Let me just send me the notice. Yeah.
Isn't that so
That's really a
good?
good idea.
Yeah, it really, it's nope, but like yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
It's real. It's great. Did you hear about that? Marianne won the Lemony Snicket Prize from the American Library Association.
oh,
It's a national award. She has to go to the ALA conference in Chicago to accept it.
In the face of adversity and the
Yeah.
dedication to the principles of librarianship.
holy crap, that's wonderful.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it hasn't really been public yet.
Yeah. But
But
now
Sam
they
and
just,
Penny worked on it.
Yeah.
I think
And
he
Kate.
wrote a letter of support too.
no,
I actually did not
Kate
write
was-
a letter. I got to do
You,
an edit, which
yeah,
was super
you did
duper
a
fun.
fantastic job.
Thank you. It was,
Yeah.
I was so
That was a great
pleased
outfit.
that you
good.
guys
Yeah.
did that. I'm gonna sneak
I'll-
behind you to avoid the cables over there, if I might, Michelle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or swap places with
Swap
you.
being swapped.
But I mean, it worked. We were a good team.
I can't believe that it worked. I was so sure. I told Penny it's gonna go to somebody in some Minneapolis suburb who's
yeah.
been hiding an undocumented.
But this is
immigrant in a
such an
supply
unusual. They must have read it and said, what an unusual story. A library with no running water.
I think that's what it was.
No,
I don't know what you looked up, but
There.
okay, great. You ready?
And then I need the agenda, sorry. I didn't have, yes, where is it? No, you just said it, but you just said
I
it.
sent it at 4:30 yesterday.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah, the minutes.
Okay.
Did I printed them out, I forgot to read them, or did I read them? I did. Oh, yes, I did, I did read them, that's right.
Okay. I was not at the meeting last time, so I can't really
So, has everybody else read them? I read them.
minutes that Mal
I
sent.
did.
Yeah, and I'll pull them up right now. Do you need me to? Oh, you have
There
them.
they are.
That's the agenda, but I can pull up the
Oh.
minutes.
Here's the hair stuff, it's if you just wanna look at it.
Oh, yeah. Do you wanna look at that and I'll look at that?
They looked good to me.
Why didn't I look at these? Cause I.
Cause you might have gotten it to your wrong email.
Yeah,
You
that's
did.
probably what happened.
Oh, probably because I started the wrong chain and Mel replied to it.
Oh,
Sorry
I
about
see.
that.
Okay.
That's why I thought I had the wrong one in, but I didn't.
Right, you
Yeah.
didn't, yeah, you
Okay.
didn't. 'Cause I
Yeah, we
checked
need
it,
to
it's like,
update our
She said.
thingy. We're losing our secretary, so I guess we'll just have to do it ourselves.
This looks fine.
That's what I thought.
All right, I'm gonna go with it, looks fine, because I
Alright,
can't
yeah.
read that fast.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from March 30th as written. Wait 1 second.
I'll
Hold on,
second
your
that.
turn.
Okay, so I will just say, we have a quorum for the meeting and I think we have a quorum of attendees of the last meeting because there were 5 people and we have 3. So I'm gonna just do the best we can and say that we can actually take this vote, even though only 1 people could make it. So Michelle is,
Yep.
and
Yes.
Elizabeth is,
Yes. Yeah.
and Pam is,
Yep.
okay, so that takes care of that, thank you. And, Marianne, this is just a moment for anything you want us to hear.
Oh, that's
about.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is a trustee meeting. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm working on the final grant report, which is due at the end of this week. And so I have some fun facts to share.
Oh, cool.
Since we opened, our circulation has increased by 75%. So it's, like I noticed that there's a lot more stuff going out and a lot more stuff coming in, but it's nice to actually look at the data. And so, like, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but so circulation is around, since we opened, circulation's like 10,500 since we opened here.
Wow.
And in the same time period last year, it was around 6,000.
Wow.
So that's pretty exciting. We've given out 79 library cards since we opened here. And last year during the same time period, we gave out 21 library cards. So that's like 4 times as many. And then,
Did you say 75% or 70%?
yeah, circulation has increased 75% because then I did that, yeah. Right, but it's like 10,000 compared to 6,000, and then 79 library cards compared to 21 library cards. So,
And so who's getting these library cards? Is it mostly kids?
no, it's not mostly kids. It's some kids, but it's adults who just haven't had library cards. And
Wow.
yeah, and then we're seeing people who've been active who live in town and have been active library users. They're picking up their holds here. I never saw them in the old building.
Wow.
And
They used to
this
get them
is,
somewhere else?
they would get them in Amherst. And so, and it's not necessarily that this is closer. I mean, we're 4/10 of a mile away from the other building. I think it's just, a lot of people thought the old library was charming and beautiful, and it is, but it was also dark and cramped, and I think it feels more comfortable for some people to come here. And also, if you were standing in the old library and somebody else came in, they were right on top of you, right? So we're seeing that. We're seeing people find things. Like children will say, was all this stuff crammed into the old library? And it was, And I don't know how.
It was tight.
And so so it's the same stuff, but people are finding new stuff that they didn't see before because it was, because the browsing ability was so poor. So
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
even dark in this.
yes,
dark,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
I really thought
Yeah.
when you moved all these
Uh,
books that
yeah.
there's gonna be tons of space.
Right.
I did too.
Yeah,
I was
yes,
surprised, yeah.
right, yes.
But you had so much stuff.
Yes,
packed in
yes,
that
yes.
space.
And there is a lot of room for growth in the children's room, which is great because there's no such thing as enough children's books. You're
Yeah.
going to agree with me
Right,
on that. yes,
absolutely. And new
you
things come
know.
out all the
Yeah,
time.
that
Yeah,
means the rest
yeah.
of us are gonna push.
Right. So, good thing I have Michelle here. Yes, okay.
It is.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. And, and there's room for growth in the teens room, and there is room for growth in the adult room. And then there are still a lot of DVDs here, but DVDs are not getting the use that they used to
Yeah.
get. And I don't think they're going to come back. I think we're going to continue to move in the direction of streaming, and that'll be easier for people. And it's harder to buy DVDs. They're not putting everything. First of all, there's more stuff being made because we've got all of these internet television stations, and they all make content, and people watch all of that different content, but it doesn't necessarily get put on DVD. So, and even the feature films that get released in movie theaters, sometimes for a day, those don't necessarily ever get made on DVD. So, or they might get made on DVD, but like 5 years after all the hype about it. So we've got room for growth in the adult room too. So that's really good. And then we've got flexible spaces that people are using in all kinds of different ways, and people are thrilled to be here. So that's really exciting and fun. So and the final grant report is due on Thursday. I'm working on it. It's a lot. And so that's what I will be doing this week.
Which grant is this?
The grant, the construction grant.
Oh, the
Yeah,
construction
yeah,
grant. Oh,
yeah.
okay. When you said the
And-
grant, I'm like, what?
Right, yeah. So I'm also administering the MVP grant that Becky had applied for,
Mhm.
and I'm
What's the MVP?
municipal vulnerability
Oh, yeah,
program,
yeah.
and that paid for the solar panels.
Yeah,
And we explored a backup battery storage, but that didn't end up working.
Yeah.
And so I got that grant because Becky left, and then there was an interim town administrator. And we have gotten all of the money from that, which is good. That was 2 different rounds of paperwork. And then I had to rewrite that contract, I think 4 times. And then I have to do a case study, which I'll do before the end of May. But that's the last piece that
Because that's for the MVP.
Yeah, that's for the MVP. But the construction grant, I will at least have the financial piece of it done for Thursday. And there are still a lot of moving parts, but they want it because we need to know if they need to give us, there's still some money that they could give us. Right now, I don't know that we need it. But that's why if they're gonna give us that money, they need to know what, they need the report by this
So the
Thursday.
whole thing is due on Thursday?
Yeah, yeah. So, so anyway, so I'm working on that.
Can I ask
yeah.
a couple of questions?
Mhm.
One is, have you thought, since you've already done the work and you already can give a price, are you gonna give that report at town meeting?
Oh,
You
yes,
just said
yes.
That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, I'll do more. So I usually give a report at town meeting about circulation and all the, like a bunch of different statistics. And I will, so when we get closer to town meeting is the week after next. Yeah. So I will know how many programs we've had, how many people came to the programs. It's harder to compare that to last year because I don't keep the statistics, like those statistics in the same way as, because there isn't software, but still it's impressive what our program statistics. And then I'll update the circulation statistics because it'll be 4 months at that point. And then And then the library card numbers. And yes, I'll give that information. I'm planning to give that information at town meeting. Yeah,
That's really great.
yes.
I
Okay.
also, I mean, it's obviously there were concerns about like, were people really gonna use a new building? Are digital assets undermining the need for physical building and circulation of items and like, no, but so I think it is really good to say, and I am thinking about whether we might want to ask for a follow-up story.
Uh-huh. From like the newspaper?
Yeah,
Mhm.
not yet, like give yourself a little more
Right.
second time, but
Right.
just
Yes.
because I think that one of the benefits of the small library pilot project is showing that it can work for towns like
Right.
this. And the better job we do getting that word out, the
Uh-huh.
more we help the MBLC. That
Mhm.
like whenever we do like a public facing piece, I feel like that should be part of the strategy for us
Right.
in
Right.
gratitude.
Yes.
So sorry.
I like that. I
about
like
the
that.
obvious, but
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
what I was.
I like that. Maybe like 6 months in, or maybe
Or
a
a
year
1 year
in, a 1 year anniversary. Like I will tell you, we're going to have a 1 year birthday party, right? Because
Yeah.
why would we not?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think that could be a nice piece that we could invite the press to. And if they don't come, we could, send a press release.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only
Yeah,
other thing I'm
yeah.
thinking is that the federal budget zeroes out the museum and library fund again.
Mhm.
Which would be a reason not to wait for a year,
Right.
but to try to inject
Yes.
it, at least
Uh-huh.
give our champions on the hill
Uh-huh.
some great
Yes.
local heartwarming story with an
Yeah.
award-winning librarian.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So-
I'm all in after the grant report's in.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right,
So,
awesome.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
So that was a lot for me. Anybody else have questions for Mary Ann or gratitude?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make room. It's really hard to participate in the meeting and take the
Yes, it
notes.
really is. My mind can only.
Right. So, community meeting room?
Right. So you weren't here last time. So our town council, um, I sent everybody an email and you got that email. So she encourages us to have insurance, and both the school and the town hall require insurance when the school is by outside groups, if the school is being used for sort of non-community, non-government type uses. And she advised us to require insurance. Um, and and so for businesses, that is a reasonable thing. And most businesses have insurance and can get day use policies done under these circumstances. For individuals, it's going to be burdensome. And I started out by calling the company that I get my homeowners insurance from, and there's some stuff that can be covered under a homeowner's policy and some stuff not, but they said that you can get like a rider from your homeowner's policy. And if you don't have one, there are individual policies, event policies that they can write. And then I did some internet research, and there are companies on the internet that people get, insurance. And I think people also get insurance from the internet and don't use a local agency anymore. So it's possible. I saw insurance quoted between 175 and $350. They ask questions like, are you going to have food? Are you going to have an entertainer? And all of those things contribute to the pricing. Um, so so insurance, requiring insurance will be prohibitive for individuals. I went to our town insurer because Elizabeth had a question about could we as the library provide additional insurance so that individuals wouldn't have to. And their answer was that, they didn't answer the question directly, but they just said, if you're renting out the room for government or non-town purposes, we don't cover you. And that was, very clear. And then Donna was very clear that we could potentially be creating a costly liability for the
Now,
town.
excuse me, Donna, the town lawyer.
Yeah, the town
I
council,
figured that, but I
yes,
didn't,
and it's Counsel. I think I can never keep those straight. Council, Counsel. SEL, yes,
Oh, yes. Oh,
yes,
Oh,
okay.
that doesn't look like that.
I know, it's
Well,
a
that's
strange
It's a
word.
little discouraging.
It
There's the
is.
birthday party thing.
Yeah, or a
Birthday party
shower,
already costs a lot of money, and then you gotta have some insurance writer.
right. It is discouraging.
Yeah.
It is. Now it's discouraging. I will say that I think you are the trustees of the library who administer the library, and you could, so in one email exchange I had with Donna, she said you could require 500,000 instead of $1 million dollars in coverage. I don't know that that's gonna make a difference.
Right.
It didn't make a difference when I was doing my,
As far as the cost, you mean,
right.
yeah. Yeah, 175
yes.
is a lot if you don't have a lot of money.
Right,
So
right,
I called the Pelham Library to see what they do, and they do require people to get the $1 million insurance if they have an event that's after hours. If it's during library hours, they waive it. And so they said the vast majority of their birthday parties are during library hours, which I know that wasn't what we wanted to do.
right,
And they also said that because you have to get the insurance, they don't charge any fee for the room.
Huh.
At the Pelham Library. You probably already knew that.
I didn't. Yeah, those were good questions to ask. I mean, the town of Amherst does not, so the town owns, in Amherst, the town owns the North Amherst branch and the Munson Library in South Amherst, and then the Jones Library is not owned by the town. And then the town of Amherst also has the Bangs Center. They don't charge insurance. They don't require insurance to use any of those places. They may use a different insurer. They,
You have a different calculation.
right,
The town has a lot more ability to raise revenue
right,
quickly if they need to.
right,
Yeah, the different situation.
Right, they have a
Right.
tax base, a commercial tax base that we don't.
right,
So
right,
that's probably part of the calculation is.
right.
What's their, it's not just the risk, but exposure to the risk.
Mhm, right,
Um,
right. And so I hadn't considered that, like, so I think having a birthday party or a shower or something like that while the library was open could really impact library services. Uh, and I think that any programming that happens in the meeting room while the library open really needs to be open to the general public, and so somebody might not want somebody walking into their private party. But I could see that being, well, I still think that wouldn't meet the insurance requirements, you know.
It's just an interesting model.
It is
That's
an
what I-
interesting model, yeah,
And they
Yeah.
just changed it to make people get insurance because in the past, if people wanted to have an event in the evening, they had to have a library staff member stay. And so this is the switch. Now you can get a key, but
right,
you have to have insurance too.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, it's sad that we've come to that place in our society, isn't it? That's what they said.
Yeah, and that's what Donna said that in her email that I
Yeah.
think I
Yeah.
I
I know
forwarded to you.
Indivisible, West Quadrant Indivisible really wants to do postcards here.
Right, so that
So-
I think is different though, because
I do
yeah.
postcards, so
Right,
I will be.
yes, okay, so that I think is different because
Mhm.
that could happen while the library was open.
Yeah, it would.
Right,
actually,
okay,
yeah.
that could happen while the library is open because it wouldn't be, potentially
So
disruptive.
when they say
And-
the insurance, like, what are we
yeah.
talking about here now? We've talked about all
Yeah.
these other scenarios,
Okay,
so like.
so I think that, so I've been thinking about this and I think about, so this question came up when we were talking about renting the facility to outside groups to use the facility for private purposes
Yeah.
outside of library hours,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so something like Indivisible using or another community group that the artists who do the studio tour,
Right.
they're not a they're not a town group, but they're a group of artists that live in town and
Right.
they plan a studio tour.
Right.
Like those things happening while the library is open, and that anybody could, if Indivisible was in there, or if the Shutesbury Republican Party wanted to meet in there, or like that, while the library was open and
Mhm.
anybody could participate, and they're not, they maybe have snacks, but they're not like, they don't have a clown performing.
No.
For some reason, performers jacked up the price.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And so so those things seem fine. It's really like the private entities renting the room for private purposes.
So it would really, that's what the criteria really would be.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like we're talking about just nuance to the policy
Hmm.
Yeah.
where we need a differentiation of purpose
Mhm.
and whether the primary purpose is entertainment
Hmm.
or arts, education advocacy.
Right,
Right. I'm thinking about it that way. Like if the activity would reasonably fall under some sort of 501c
right,
part of the tax code,
Right.
like the artwork would, if
Mhm.
they were,
right,
if
Yeah.
they were structured as a nonprofit or
Right.
Indivisible
It is, yeah.
does,
right,
or the Republican Party, obviously.
right,
Then that's fine. But like if there would be no sort of federal tax designation available for you if
Right.
you applied for it, because
Right.
birthday parties don't count for that.
right.
Then, I mean, like, this is how my brain works. It's
Mhm.
maybe not the way to describe it to people,
Hmm.
but it's actually kind of a clear line,
Hmm.
right? Which is the other thing you need is I think you
Right.
don't want people saying, well, but they got to and now we don't.
Right. Well, it's public use versus private use.
Yes, that's
right?
a good way to think of it.
So,
Yeah.
so a birthday party or a bridal shower is a private event.
Right.
A business renting the room to teach people how to carve pumpkins.
Right. But see,
If-
now
yeah.
you've got a purpose, not just a public versus private, but you've
Right.
got a decision about, again, entertainment
Right,
versus educate. And I think that it matters because that's what
Right.
the insurance cares about. The
Right.
insurance cares about is there a clown, a
Right.
magician, or
Right.
someone who might decide that sparklers in the library are a great idea.
Right.
Which is exactly why the
Right.
insurance is so much more expensive.
right, right. Yes.
So I think maybe that's the work we need to do.
Hmm.
So do we need to tweak the policy we already approved? To-
Well,
To make it, to analyze this and then, I mean, I don't know. I
so.
haven't looked at it since we approved it.
So I
That's
sent
fine.
you the insurance requirement.
Yes.
Let's see. So the insurance requirement says individuals or organizations renting the library's meeting room for private events such as meetings, classes, parties, or receptions,
Mhm.
are responsible for damage to the building, its grounds, and its content
Mhm.
for the conduct and for the conduct of their guests.
Mhm.
And then,
That's not the same distinction that I just made at all. That's
No.
any external. Well,
right.
But there's a difference, but isn't there between what was recommended and what's required?
Right,
Town council is not actually able to require us.
right.
We don't need to do anything
Right.
that we don't decide on, really. We don't have to require any insurance, but we can, since
Right.
that's recommended.
Yeah. Thank you, that's what's trying to.
It looks like the Zoom crashed.
Oh.
I'll just see if I can start it again. Okay.
But, you know, I think it makes sense. I mean, you just never know what's gonna happen.
The other potential loophole is whether there are a cadre of potential volunteer chaperones.
I think that would put so much pressure on the libraries.
Well, you know, this is another
Yeah.
side, but I really want to make sure we talk about this whole, you know, legal thing with volunteers. What do you call it? I can't think, but we all had to go through it because we were public school employees. What's what is it? It's
You talking about?
The ethics training?
no, not the
The
ethics
sign
training.
off.
Sign up like your a Corey.
Oh,
I never got an answer. I asked Rita, she said, ask Haley, she wrote it. I'm like, I've never gotten an answer about what does this mean as far as our volunteers? Does everybody have to? Like, remember when they were, maybe maybe it was Pioneer, that every single parent that came in the school, if they were gonna be on a field trip or volunteer, had to be Corey.
Well, and that's true at the school. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't get an
Right.
answer from anybody about that, and I keep
Right.
forgetting about it.
Yeah,
so
my read of it is that that's not true. Not everybody
I
has
just
to
want
be.
it clarified because she didn't answer my question and Rita said, ask Haley, she wrote it.
Did you ask Haley?
I asked her in an email once, but
Okay.
she didn't answer.
It
I can
was,
ask
your
again.
question is if, with the new volunteer policy, if everyone has to be quarried or not?
Yes, yeah, because it says volunteers in the policy and I'm like, oh boy, you've got a lot of volunteers now.
I don't have,
You don't?
no,
No.
no, I
Okay.
don't have a lot more volunteers than
Oh,
I had
okay.
before.
Okay.
Yeah, but, so there's.
I didn't mean to make this.
Yeah,
a
no,
whole
that's okay. I mean, that's a different
I
topic.
also want to make
Yeah.
sure we talk about it
Right.
at some point, so it's all
Yes.
clear.
Right, that's a different topic
Yes.
and it's part of why I don't have more volunteers, because it's more paperwork
Mhm.
to have
Right.
volunteers now.
I'll just ask her to
But
clarify.
my read of it, it didn't require Corey's, because I don't have any volunteers working alone with people. So,
Well,
anyway,
schools wouldn't generally let a volunteer go someplace with a kid alone, but that's just what
Right.
Pioneer did. I don't know.
right. No, here, if you volunteer at the school, you have to be Corey checked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's different. The school is the custodian of the children.
Yeah.
Here, we're not.
Yeah.
But volunteers do have to sign a
I just
handbook.
want
Staff
to
is all
ask
Corey
to
checked.
clarify the language.
Yeah.
That's all. I'll do
Okay,
that. I'll
yeah,
start another
you can do
email.
that.
So
That's great.
talked
Yeah.
about it. We just want clarification.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, good. So anyway, this is a different thing.
Yeah.
So we can change that language. To, to something that, let's see, meetings, classes, parties, or receptions. Well, so it's renting, and we've already decided that we're not like charging people like Indivisible for using,
Mm.
or the artist group,
Ah.
you know,
You solve the problem. It's really only for people who would rent.
right,
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And-
no, I mean, talking to Jean Meister, who's in charge of the postcard things, she really is looking forward, as I said, we'll be talking about it. I can let you know soon. But anyway, to have it open, so like people say, oh, what are you doing? And so they can learn about.
Right,
you know,
yes,
how they can participate.
yes,
Yeah.
right, and anybody would be welcome to go
Absolutely,
in.
absolutely.
As
yeah.
opposed to if somebody's running a private
Yeah.
class on
Yeah.
how to, sew something and only the people who paid for the class are allowed to go in,
Mhm.
that feels very different.
Maybe
You
if
know.
we add the language that you just said before, if there's a meeting or a group that's meeting here, it's open to the public, such as nonprofit groups or
I
whatever.
think that's already in the policy.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
and
So
it,
all we would need to do is include an insurance clause in their rental agreements.
Right.
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 And what do we think about that? I mean, we're bummed, right? But
Yes, we're bummed. I'm thinking about what Pelham does. I think their setup is different. You know, their meeting room is separate.
to the
It's
side.
off to the side, so it's really,
It's off to the side
yeah.
and they can lock a door so that no one can go into the library area, which we can't really do, right?
No,
Yeah,
'Cause
they
you
have a
still have to
whole,
walk in the
right,
front door.
yeah,
Right.
I've had meetings in there, it's totally different. Yeah.
right. And or people from the library can't get to the private party kind of thing. It just, that setup feels very different. I did think about that. I thought about like if we required a staff person, if we required them to pay for a staff person to be there.
And I just wonder
Um,
how much that would be on I feel like already you have a hard time getting subs and stuff, maybe.
No, I don't have a hard time getting subs. We don't, um, like, does a sub want to come in Saturday from 4 to 6 for some
Yeah.
kid's birthday party, right?
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
and then it would end up falling on me,
Yeah.
right?
Just,
And
just
it's, yeah,
that out
yeah,
right
and
after that.
it's.
And that's what happened in Pelham, is that none of the staff could ever do the events, so they wouldn't have the events, and that's why they turned to the insurance.
Right, yes,
So they could just hear that.
right,
Hmm.
yes. Yeah, and then, and then I think like a lot of libraries don't offer the room for private events like that, like birthday parties and bridal showers. And we just sort of live in a rural area, and I thought it would be a really nice thing, and I didn't think it would be. I was thinking it would happen like once a month. I didn't think it would happen all the time because I was thinking it would only be outside of library hours, so really like very early Sunday morning or Saturday afternoons were the kind of the two windows for that to happen. And I didn't think it would end up happening all the time.
All right, but who's gonna cover it? That's the thing.
Hmm?
But who's gonna cover it?
Oh, right. No, no, no. I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't the staff thing. It was like the party thing. I thought it could be a nice thing that would be available to the community. And it still is like, so if somebody has homeowners insurance, I don't think it's going to cost them $175.
It costs these people who do it at the Pelham Library about $100.
Okay. So I could find out where those people get insurance.
Yeah, Jody did it once, and she
okay.
got her own insurance, and it was
Okay,
$100.
so I can ask her that because I didn't find anything that was $100, but I didn't ask how much is it if I just do it with my homeowner's insurance. I asked.
That's gonna be cheap.
She did
Yeah.
it on the internet.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Not related to her.
All right,
Oh,
okay, I can ask her.
Yeah.
I can ask her that. And then,
Nice to include.
Right.
The link that here's the best value that we've found. You might also check.
I
with
don't think
your
we
own-
can do that, but I can say that on the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, we could have a
Yeah.
preferred vendor. That
No, we can't.
No,
I mean, like,
Yeah,
not without doing a whole bid process, probably.
Oh,
right,
Whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
anyway,
can't
yeah.
recommend
Yeah. okay.
businesses,
Public entities are
but.
supposed to do
Yeah,
that, yeah.
but I can say so and so uses this
Mhm.
business,
Yeah.
like just,
Yeah.
I can
Word of
say it,
mouth.
word of mouth, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we revisit then what are we thinking about if people want to have private entities, private parties? I haven't looked at the policy since we approved it in February, so I don't remember.
Well, I
What
think
do
it
we
just says if you're, we need to insert a clause in the rental, there's a specific rental subsection of the
Mhm.
policy. And it says, you're required to carry.
Yeah, no, I get that part. I just
Mhm.
what are you thinking about the times that it would be available? Are you gonna let people come in when there's no one here or?
Yeah, that would be when they could have
That's the only time
private
you
parties
can-
like that.
Okay.
That's what it says in the
Okay,
policy.
I
that
couldn't
goes-
recall
Yeah,
because I haven't looked
yeah,
at it since February.
right, yeah, okay,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's what it says. I mean, I haven't read it this week either, but, and then we would just add this insurance clause to the rental section.
Mhm.
And then we're good to go. And it would be, you know, and then the parties are limited in size and we've named that.
right.
And then we say no drugs or alcohol or cigarette smoking and,
Right.
you know, all of those things. We say that they have to, you know, adhere to our policies. And then I think as far as businesses go, I think it's very reasonable to require businesses to get insurance. you know.
And many of them will already have.
Right,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
absolutely.
And there's a difference, like, so say if somebody wanted to rent the meeting room to teach yoga and they were charging people to come.
Mhm.
So if we have a yoga class, our class is covered by the town's insurance because it's a library program. It's a library educational enriching program. If somebody else is offering a yoga class, they need to provide their own insurance,
Right.
you know, because it doesn't fall under us. So that seems very reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that's covered under this.
Okay.
The only other thought I have is because it's so expensive to get insurance, should we still charge such a high fee for a rental?
Do you really think it's such a high fee?
I didn't
I
think
don't
it
know,
was.
was it $300?
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
Oh, no, it was
it
like
was-
$35 an hour
Oh,
with a
or
minimum
Maybe
of 3
even
hours.
50,
Oh,
like, yeah.
yeah.
I don't,
So it's like
yeah.
$150 probably.
Yeah.
Yes, at the most, yes, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what like space rental costs are like around here, but you know, even if you were talking about renting a room for $250 for 3 hours, that still seems like a pretty good
Well, that
deal,
seems,
doesn't it?
that seems better than I thought. I thought it was 3 hours and it would be $300. So,
Yeah, no, it's more like $35 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a pretty low amount of money. I
Yeah,
thought.
So,
yeah.
do you want us to just draft a clause right now, the clause right now?
I mean, so I sent
Would that
you
help you?
a
Or do we
clause.
have it already?
Um,
Sorry.
This is it, right?
So,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And maybe I can put it up on the screen. I'll pull it up on this computer.
There's been too many emails, I gotta admit.
I mean, I looked at the draft, you seem to have covered all the bases.
And it's been reviewed by Donna.
Yeah, it looked fine to me.
Looks good.
You're a hard person.
yeah, $35 out an hour,
Okay,
minimum 3 hours.
Oh, I found it finally.
okay.
I once rented the Mullen Center rink so my daughter could have an ice skating party.
Really?
Now, I don't know how much that was.
Right now,
must
it's
have been reasonable.
$750.
I doubt that it was then, because, yeah, I wouldn't have paid that, no way.
Because
Because
it
it-
does it every year.
Yeah, yeah, well, that's a whole group of kids too. This was like one little group. Maybe 20 kids at most.
So can I make a motion from the chair, or did someone else like to make a motion that we include the language as sent from town council into the rental clause of the meeting room policy?
Okay, I'll second that.
I'm gonna pull up the meeting room policy.
Okay,
Um,
okay, Kate, you made a motion to what, say that again so I can type it out.
Insert the liability insurance language sent by town council. That's how I feel, like not council.
oh, that,
Yeah.
yeah, that helps. Okay.
Insert the liability clause.
The insurance requirement.
Yeah, liability
Okay.
insurance requirement
Uh,
from town council.
Hold on, I keep.
let me find,
Oh,
Is it under the liability maybe?
Insurance. So it's not the insurance clause, this is the insurance.
No, it's the language
I wanna
It says
find,
Insurance.
liability
Requirement, yeah.
from language from town council.
Yeah, do we have the form too, but it's, I don't see the form.
well, the form's not on here. The form is an online
Okay,
form. Let me find where this should go.
because I thought that's where some of the costs were articulated.
Okay,
From town council.
okay, maybe, private, let's see, maybe it should be under the private social functions. Well, it's private social functions.
Social or business functions.
Maybe we need to add a thing.
Can you go down just a little bit?
Yeah.
Marion, because there's another potential place for it to be,
Okay,
I believe. Way
okay,
down, like,
Okay.
get to the,
The
okay,
rental.
it's the rental schedule fee rule.
okay,
It's down here, because blah, 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 blah. Wait, back up, can you back up? I feel like it's belongs with the liability and hold harmless agreement.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
all right.
It's in the same frame, and it
Okay.
actually would be number 10. And then it would say,
okay, so
groups
number,
using the
okay,
renting the
okay,
library.
okay,
Would
okay.
be, right?
all right, okay, so it would be number 10, and
10, yeah.
then violations and loss would be number 11.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
okay,
Procedures document.
This is, yeah.
Meeting room policies and
Okay.
procedures.
yes,
Document.
Yeah.
okay,
And so this would be, this, you could call this liability insurance requirement for a header, Marianne, if you wanted
Okay.
one.
it's liability and damage, so
Yeah,
just,
okay.
why don't we leave it just insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so we didn't do all in favor. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Insurance requirement is
We'll do
gonna be
it.
number
We do it after
10.
this then.
All right, and then, and then we're gonna have violations and loss of privilege be 11, and I'll go in and fix the formatting,
Mhm.
after the meeting or
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that's where it belongs, is after that, the insurance.
That sounds
requirement.
good to you too?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll fix the formatting and make
I mean, I feel like it
violations,
has to
yeah,
go there because.
yes, yeah.
Makes
It's
sense.
incorporated in the violation of
Yes.
the privileges.
Yeah. Makes
Yes,
sense.
okay, yes, okay,
Cool.
Okay,
yes,
so we didn't do the roll call vote on the.
okay,
Not yet,
minutes, yeah.
okay.
when we
All
can,
right.
yeah.
So then I'm gonna change the date once you voted that this is adopted
Well,
by the library trustees.
Put amended.
Okay,
Instead of changing the approved.
Okay.
Just amended
Okay.
historical record.
okay, amended, okay, what is today's date? April,
27th.
okay. That up top too.
Assuming we do, but we haven't actually yet. Can you let us know when you're ready to record the vote, Madam Secretary? Okay. So I'll take a vote. Did you, I'm sorry, did you miss what we did?
No, I
We-
saw you did.
Yeah, okay, so. This is the motion is to approve the insertion of this language. At that point in the policy.
I feel extremely hesitant about doing it, but I will go with the group.
We'll talk about your hesitation.
My hesitation is just that I think that our goal should be accessibility, and I think this shuts people out who even can pay the fee because it's such a hurdle to get an insurance policy.
I'm bummed too, believe me.
Yeah.
I understand we need to do it, and I think it's good to follow Pelham, but I just feel like so many people have expressed their interest in having a party here, and so it just, feels like
Yeah, I know. I
over
know.
policing in a way.
I was bummed when I saw this too. I was like,
Yeah, see, that's
and
why.
that's why
I
last time we
that,
asked
so
for more
just gonna
information,
make
because we were all kind of
circle, so,
bummed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not as
You're not in the
aware.
birthday party.
Another
circle.
party circle, so yeah.
We had like, oh, we only had birthday parties when Aaron was really little up here. We always went to Amherst or something. And it is a bummer.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to have something up here.
We went to the Quality Inn and rented the
Oh,
pool there. I think it
wow.
was like $25 or something.
I
It was
know.
so cheap, and
I know.
you know, there was nobody else there but us. The parents were responsible around water.
Yeah,
I
I know in
mean,
South Deerfield, because Aaron went to Deerfield Elementary,
But-
the people rented a red roof. I don't know if they had
right.
a lifeguard.
But
We rented,
because they
they,
had the pool.
right, that, yeah,
Yes,
we
but
rented
that's
the Red Roof for a birthday party. There was no
I didn't
lifeguard.
think so.
Yeah, right. But they have different,
It's yes.
you know, they
They
have
have
different
a-
things, you know, like we are a town, the town's insures the town for town business. You know, it doesn't insure the town for private parties.
Yeah,
Um,
I get it. I get it.
yeah.
It's just disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, I see that. See,
Yeah.
I think I hear you, and I was like, really, for a little kid's birthday party, you gotta treat it like,
right.
And if I were in the birthday party set, I would be asking myself, how could we, as a group of people, look at reducing the cost by pooling the risk? And say, like, you really want to do your birthday parties here? Then work together to find an insurance solution that spreads the cost.
Hmm.
I don't know that there is such an answer, but I would ask. Do you know what I mean?
You're saying the parents should team up.
They might ask, because like, it's insurance. So if everyone treats it as a single thing, it's like any other, they have to, level the cost to what an anticipated level of risk. But if you have a known group of people, right, who are choosing to act together, and they have an accordance or something amongst themselves, you might be able to get a better deal. I don't know. I'd ask.
Mhm.
I'd find an insurance agent and ask. Personally, if I really had my heart set on it.
It is a bummer, but we are a town entity. So.
Mhm.
All right, so we have one yes. You say,
Oh, yes.
so
Yes.
that's Elizabeth, yes.
Michelle, yes.
Kate, yes.
So Elizabeth, you're saying yes? You're just expressing your
I mean,
hesitancy.
you can say no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll say no.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And then the only other thing that I might ask, since we tend to be a fairly unanimous body, and I don't think we want a group think board. I would just say, this is where we are now, but we are barely at a quorum and we should reopen the vote.
Absolutely.
Like next time when we have
Yeah.
everybody here.
Yeah.
And
Because
I'm
what if you-
certainly happy to change my vote after more discussion, but I just feel strongly now that, like, in terms of representing people with
Well,
young
exactly.
families, they would want this to be not necessarily, they would want it to be a easy process.
I mean, how do you feel about what I just proposed? That when we have maybe we wait until we have new membership on the board and reopen it then, and to see,
The only other person running doesn't have young kids either.
but
Anyway, but we're missing two people tonight
Right.
anyway, so. I mean, I totally get it. I'm totally bummed I told you I went to go to Amherst all the time because there wasn't anywhere else up here. And I wasn't gonna have a birthday party at the AC, so. I get it. But
you can think about it and see if that.
But
feels
if
good
we
for you.
delay it another month, that means it delays the whole,
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I also don't think we should delay it, but even with my no vote,
Okay.
you can go forward.
yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, keep the spirit of query alive.
Mhm,
We set a
right.
policy that covers us,
And then see how
See-
the community responds.
Yeah, I was
Like,
thinking the
see
same
if,
thing.
you know, like, see if we, um,
Get 0 birthdays in a year.
gets, you know, 0 birthdays in a year, or, and any complaints.
I think you'll get
right.
complaints for sure. I think we
Um,
need to hear, listen
yeah.
to those.
And then we listen to them, and then we, you know, you know, go on from there. So, yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
Thank you.
what else do we have left to do?
We're almost done, I think.
Okay, so can we just, so we agree that the motion passed?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
alrighty, and that I'll post this, and then, okay, alrighty.
Okay,
Okay.
and then as far as I know, we have only one more item, which I hope will be pretty quick. Uh, so small release from expendable trust for Marianne to go to the American Library Association ALA annual conference.
Right. So so I guess we'll put in the minutes that I was nominated for the Lemony Snicket Award for Noble Librarians who have faced adversity with dignity or something like that. Has a long name. And I won, and the award will be presented at the American Library Association Annual Conference. The award doesn't.
Talking so fast.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So,
Marianne was nominated
Marianne
for.
won the Lemony Snicket Prize.
There you go.
Marianne won
Uh,
it.
okay.
Chicago.
Okay.
And the
It's
title,
like $350.
315.
and the
Okay.
title is in
Yeah.
the thing.
So that's
Right.
the conference cost.
That's
Yeah.
what the conference costs. Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
registration.
Right. Yeah.
$15.
Yes. $315.
They want you to go.
It's, I mean, the conference is $630, and then but
They gave you half price.
they gave me half price.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay.
And then I have, so it's in Chicago.
Right.
So then maybe we could also consider covering your flight
Or hotel.
or hotel.
Or-
Because I think in general, that would be kind of costs that are covered by.
Right. So that's up to you. I don't have a flight yet. I thought I had enough frequent flyer miles to cover one, but I don't. And then the hotel is about $950. My cost for the hotel. I'm sharing an Airbnb with somebody because it's cheaper
Yeah.
and it's closer to the venue.
Nice.
And it's about $950. You could discuss that. I'm not asking for that.
Yeah,
I
we
would
can
not
discuss
say
it.
no, and then I would make sure that it was okay with the town. If you discussed that and you decided to say you would give me up to
Yeah,
$1,200 for travel fees,
exactly what I was
I'm-
gonna discuss.
right? Then I would check with I know that covering the conference fee is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then so I would say, you know, I would just check with the town and make sure that spending on travel from the expendable trust was an eligible thing. I would just make
Yeah.
sure that I asked
I
the question.
appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do another motion from the chair just for.
Can I just ask one more question
expedient.
before we do
Oh,
that,
sure,
though?
sorry.
I just tell us how much is left in the expendable trust. I have no idea.
Oh,
because
it's
we were gonna
like
put- we were gonna put some toward-
$27,000.
Okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
put some toward this new building, and it sounds like we haven't had to do that, so, okay.
Right. Well, so the
We
the
did.
principal went to the building.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
but- but
Okay.
I still didn't know
Yes.
there was much.
Right.
anything
Yes.
left. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
can I just do this? Is that all right? So the motion that trustees release $1,200 for travel reimbursement. That's the mechanism, right? You get so that Marianne can attend the 2026 ALA annual conference. And then you can spend it how you want, whatever's easy. like, I don't, doesn't matter if it goes on hotel or flight or whatever.
Okay,
unless
or
unless
food, right,
food
yeah,
or
okay,
ground transportation.
all right, okay.
It seems really reasonable this is a very special.
It's very big
thing.
deal. It's a
Mhm.
really big deal.
Right.
It's a business expense. I
It-
mean,
it
any other
is.
library would pay for their.
Yes.
Certainly like bigger libraries pay for their employees to go to these
I send
conferences.
people to
Yeah.
conferences for
Yes.
professional
And they don't pay for
development
their own
classes
flight.
all the
Yes,
time.
yes.
In the
And-
public
right.
school and the public education system, though, that has gone away,
No, it's
unfortunately.
federal
Right,
government
Yeah,
too.
right,
this is
We don't have
different
right.
though,
to
because
like
it's
that.
not public funds, it's a private
Exactly.
trust, so. we
Right.
can't make that
Exactly.
decision.
Right,
Okay,
But
Right.
I
yes.
second that motion.
All right, we're gonna do a little roll call
Okay.
vote here with Michelle,
Yes.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Kate. Yes.
and then the same for the conference fee, a separate motion for the conference fee, or do you want to?
I was
Okay.
thinking that that was the total.
Oh, okay,
Does
all
that
right.
feel okay or no?
Yeah, that's close. I mean, so the hotel is 900, it's like 950.
Okay, make it 1,400 and we're good.
Okay, 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 that's fine, okay, yeah, that's fine,
Without
yeah.
objection.
1,400 for
Okay.
travel reimbursements and Marion.
Okay, so travel and
I
the
see.
conference fee, okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that that is covered.
Yeah, and you'll
Okay,
check, but
yes, okay,
I don't know,
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
if Meyer inspired you that you had won, then now
Oh, really?
more
right,
for
Yeah.
this.
mm-hmm,
So when
yes.
is this coming out in the paper? Penny and Sam are working on a press release, you know?
Well, those two have to stop fighting over it and then,
Maybe we
over
can
every
send it to
word.
Kate. Send it to
Um,
Karen.
And then, well, I think, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're doing that. And then they'll send it to Scott Mersback.
Mhm.
And then I don't know, I haven't seen the ALA posted on social media. They put their release on their website last week, but it was Library Week, so I think that it
Yeah.
may have gotten,
They're doing a
yeah.
roll.
Plus
And they
they're,
could
yeah.
do it closer to the date of the conference.
They might. I don't know. So, and I'm not gonna worry about any of that, but then, but I'll make sure that the MBLC sees it because they have a whole way of sharing. No, news. Yes, yes, yeah,
If they haven't already seen this. who
yes,
knows? They
yeah,
haven't seen
yeah.
this.
So,
Yeah, I
yes,
know.
yes, yeah. Oh, they're gonna be
The little
Yes.
library and the
Yeah.
librarian that could.
Yes, yeah. But it's bigger than me. Like this, and I think that's why I got the award because it's a little town that could, and I think like when Joe Comerford was just speaking, she was talking about, so she's trying to develop a program for building municipal buildings like the library construction program. And she's talking about the inequity between big cities in Eastern Mass and rural towns and how the state grant programs don't work the same for our communities because we don't have the numbers and everything's based on population density. And the MBLC recognized that. They saw that small towns weren't able to participate and they changed their program so that small towns can participate and there are small towns. So they've created, based on their experience working with us, this whole it's the same grant program, but they have a higher reimbursement rate for small towns. And they provide funding for a consultant who helps the town write the building program and do the whole planning process.
Right.
And that's daunting for small towns. And Joe was talking about, right, and Joe was talking about like just having the capacity to work through these grant programs. And like this grant reporting software that I'm working on now is daunting. And the MVP grant process is daunting, and small towns don't necessarily have the capacity to do that. So I think and like Lemony Snicket said, in a time when things are being torn apart, we actually built something despite forces working against us. And I think that's worth celebrating at ALA.
Yes.
So I'm willing to go.
Yeah.
Yes. And say that to anyone who listens. I'm not expected to give a speech. So,
Well, when we were working on the grant proposal, I mean, I think that was one of actually seeing you as an organizer of the community force
Mhm,
was one of the crucial things that I at least really wanted to bring out.
yes,
You know,
yeah.
and as a way of mobilizing civic energy.
Mhm,
And so, yeah, I think that's right. I think you're
Mhm.
exactly right. And that's being valued and seen.
yes, yes, that, and yes, like I was the face of it, but I wasn't alone in it. And I think they're recognizing that there has to be a catalyst, and that was me for, so it was a little messy some of the time, but it was, and it's still remarkable. Library Giving Day, we made $21,000.
That's great.
We didn't even ask for that much,
I
but people want this library to thrive. So it's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really
Is
is.
that our last item?
It is our last item and we're
Okay.
kind of just turn the that now, so we could definitely adjourn the meeting. But I would just love to, I wish Mel could
So
be here.
turn
We
off-
do have
turn off-
another
turn off
meeting
the
with Mel,
recording then.
right?
Okay, so is the meeting adjourned?
Yes,
Yeah, we should try to.
Yeah, we need to set up our next meeting, actually.
So we can't be on.
Okay, alrighty.
My computer died. There's a noise.
This one?
Yeah.
Thank you. So we would be talking about May. 18th, would that be our usual thing?
Works for me.
Let me check the 18th of May.
That works for me.
Yeah, I can do that.
And I really will hope that it works for our other trustees. But we'll try to remember, and if I don't, Michelle, please remind me to just do another quorum check on that
Okay.
with them, really, just in case.
It's a good week because the following week is Memorial Day. So
Right.
that plans
Right.
early, a little early this year. Okay. All right, so now is the meeting adjourned?
Yes.
Since, so we have another meeting with Mel or two before they step down. They don't step down until July.
I think
that's changed.
I think that's changed, or I'm pretty sure that this would have been Mel's last meeting.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought too, and I meant to bring that.
Okay.
First
Okay.
recording.
All right.
All right, I'll turn off the recording. I'll end the meeting.